They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, our community is that village, and it's all of our responsibility to make sure that communities thrive by uniting and giving back. I'm Jared Hill. Come with us across the country to Baltimore, Louisville, and Florida to see what stitches us together. Let's start with WBAL's Lacey Griffith in Baltimore, where young boxers are learning there's always someone in their corner.
It's a 1-2 punch for the youth members at Corner Team in Baltimore. Not only do they focus on their physical fitness, when those gloves come off, these ones slip on.
Here at Corner Team, that's what we're trying to do, is build a corner based on peer and mentoring relationships, like relationships with caring adults and with the neighborhood. The idea is that we're building our students' corner so that whatever they want to tackle, that they have the backing and the support that's needed.
Co-founder Sarah Artis says the youth group meets 4 days a week and they're constantly doing different things.
We partner with Bike Collective and they do bike programming. We partner with, we have a chef that comes in and they take cooking classes and taste new foods and learn about food nutrition.
And right now their focus is sprucing up the community.
Just last spring we started on our pollinator garden. We have finally finished it. It was open to the public, I want to say about 3 months ago, and it's been very successful so far.
About 30 students from surrounding neighborhoods take part in the free after-school and summer program. It integrates leadership, academic support, and boxing and fitness into one package.
I felt like home, feels like home.
Some of the participants say Corner Team is making a lasting impression on the area.
It's not a good place for like young kids to grow up and see such bad things. So like just the little efforts that you put into the community to help out like really helps.
You have these kids that are depressed and you just get a lot of emotions out, it brings people together.
Creating strong minds, bodies, and communities.
Still in Baltimore, a nonprofit inspiring young people to be the best version of themselves and have some fun while they're at it. Here's Lacey again.
I didn't want to just be somebody on the sidelines complaining about how the young people were reacting, but I wanted to actually help young people harness the power that was inside of them to be able to take that pain, take that hurt, and react in a way that was actually going to create some type of sustainable change.
That's when Heart Smiles founder, Joni Hollifield, created the nonprofit.
Heart Smiles is a community, man. It focuses on opportunity youth and providing them, opportunities, of course, to go into the direction that they want with their careers.
The group builds up young people in Baltimore as leaders and entrepreneurs.
When I first joined Heart Smiles, I was kind of like all over the place. I didn't really have a direction in what I wanted to do. I knew that music was my passion, but I kind of had put it on the back burner for a little bit. So when she reached out to my family member and she reached back out to me, and she was like, I see something in you.
Hollifield says she helps work with the kids to find them internships, jobs, and mentorships along the way, but also bringing out the best in them.
Being accountable, how to work with people that you don't like, and self-esteem and building up self-love and confidence and things of that nature.
And on this day, the group is at Washington Street in East Landville filming a piece for this year's Hip Hop Public Health Gala. Heart Smiles gets to introduce the second gentleman and Run from legendary hip-hop group Run DMC.
We'll be able to measure success when we get to that first day of no young lives lost in Baltimore.
Let's stay with Lacey as she tries to keep up with the group using running to build community with 2 simple words. Let's grow.
Let's grow.
2 words with a lot of meaning for a Baltimore running group.
Let's grow. Good. Let's grow.
They're usually out there yelling, let's grow, let's grow. We see you, sister. We see you, brother. It's really a beautiful experience.
People who know the Black Running Organization, or BRO, in Baltimore are quick to cheer them on by shouting their slogan, Let's Grow.
Let's grow as our motto is kind of that indication for people that they can come together with us, that they can be with us and be safe in the spaces that we've created.
Let's grow.
Isa Ulufimi started BRO in 2014 with the idea of bringing community members together.
A grassroots community organization that uses running as a platform to organize Black people in Baltimore and worldwide.
The group encourages all experience levels to join BRO on its Unity Run every Saturday morning.
It's more than just about exercise and trying to be healthy. It's about Black people coming together and being unified.
Some of the runners bring their spouses and even get their kids involved.
We just love the community with them, so we stuck with it. We like the challenge of being able to push ourselves and one another. So we stuck with it, and the relationships have gotten stronger. I mean, while we're running outside the run, it's been beautiful.
This is like a family. It's really great to be together and with somebody to just run with you and encourage you the whole way through.
Let's roll! Really is great to have that kind of support system. All right, when we come back, we're going to visit Louisville and see how their community is joining together. In Louisville, Granny Mary doesn't just take care of her own family. WLKY's Stefan Dingle shows us how she and other foster grandparents are keeping an eye on elementary kids across the city.
When your grandma and great-great-grandma, everybody wants you, Granny, can you do this? Granny, can you do that? Granny's going to work, you know?
Mary Goatley is simply known as Granny Mary to these group of first graders at Englehart Elementary. She says her work is simply an extension of love.
I'm the cool granny. Make sure y'all get that on there. I'm the cool granny.
This cool granny admits being in the foster grandparent program has its perks.
I get to be with the young people, and I feel useful, you know. I do. I feel like somebody needs me and somebody appreciates me, and sometimes older people don't have that connection. It doesn't have to be math. I know that you learned how to read better this year because I was working with you.
Granny Mary's love for education is the driving force behind why she shows up every day to propel her kids forward.
We can get in there and give the children the that they need to keep on going, you know, to tell them, yes, you can. And when they come in and parent, the teacher's not got time to do all this, we can be that extra person that gives them a hug, you know, say, you can do that.
And let's be clear, Granny Mary's job doesn't end when the school day is over. She has several of her own biological grandchildren.
When I leave here, I pick up my grandchildren from school to take home with me until their parents get home. So yeah, I am a committed grandma.
And there's nothing like a grandmother's love. Granny Mary wants these students to simply work to put their best foot forward.
Put God first in your life, and you can do whatever you choose to do. But you do have to be motivated. You have to work. And I tell them, don't give me something sloppy. Give me your best.
I bet you Granny Mary don't take no stuff, but like she said, it's all for the best. Still in Louisville, WLKY's Alexis Matthews shows us how one teacher's open door policy is helping teens open up to new opportunities.
They say, Miss Bartlett, your door wasn't here open, so they know my door's open, they're welcome to walk in.
Students at Fairdale High School never hesitate to use Ava Bartlett's open door policy, whether it's grabbing a quick snack, a change of clothes, a hygiene product, or simply venting about their frustrations.
I could come down here to Miss Bartlett and she would definitely help me out. I know for a fact that I can depend on her for something.
The resource center she runs is there to provide them and their families with the services they need, including housing and job assistance. Bartlett says to ensure student success, it's her duty to remove every obstacle in and outside of school.
I say we're dope because we're always doing our part every day.
For Bartlett, overcoming barriers at a young age is a personal connection she has with her girls. Her mother was just 15 when she had Bartlett and her twin sister.
I feel like we were destined to be in this line of work where I was. And I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it.
When Mrs. Bartlett isn't at Fairdale High, she's right down the road here at Georgia Chaffee Tap School, helping young mothers stay on their path to success. Sky Burris is one of those moms who came to TAP unfulfilled, unmotivated, and was sure she'd be unsuccessful until she met Mrs. Bartlett.
When she comes to school, I'm like, Miss Bartlett! And she's like, yes, I'm here. I'm like, yes.
I could finally talk to her about whatever I need to talk to her about.
Bartlett's motivating talks prompted Sky to take action and want more for her life and her daughter. She'll be graduating this year and attending culinary school, and says she's grateful for people like Mrs. Bartlett who believed in her when she didn't believe in herself.
At first, I wasn't planning on graduating. Like, everybody at the school just made me feel welcome and caring people.
Yeah, sometimes you just need one person to help you realize how great you really are. All right, now let's visit anchor Sonica Dange in Florida, where baseball basics are also building blocks for life.
So to be disciplined is to do it over and over again. How? Okay.
It's baseball basics.
Come on, get those bats up.
Used as building blocks.
Now, the next part of our swing.
For life on and off the field.
Baseball is a game of life. You know, they always say that. And if you could go through your ups and downs in baseball, you could go through your ups and downs in life for sure.
This camp is run by the nonprofit We Fam United, the passion project of Altamont Springs native and Major League Baseball player Jemile Weeks. But this camp is about so much more than baseball.
What we're trying to do is impact these kids with their mental behavior, life coping skills, and the ability to keep their homework grades up and test scores above average.
Weeks and his father, Ricky Sr., are the driving force behind the program, which grew out of the former Orlando Monarchs baseball camp. Here, sports shares the focus with traditional school studies, plus exercises in social and emotional awareness.
Doesn't matter. You gotta play the game.
We Fam United aims to serve Orlando area teens and at-risk communities, empowering them with life skills taught through baseball.
If you don't know it, look at Derek.
A graduate of the program, Derek Hansel, says the organization changed his life when he moved to Paramore from New York at the age of 12.
They just taught me about life, taught me how to be a man, how to have discipline, honor, respect. And that was a big thing in my life because I needed that. I didn't have my father in my life, so Coach Weeks was a father figure to me.
Throughout the year, We Fam works with local churches to feed the homeless and to maintain their focus on at-risk youth. They run a homework assistance program year-round. They even offer rides for kids who may not have a means to get to camp or tutoring.
We Fam to me is it's a unity name. It's a name that encompasses a group of kids or youth that are kind of lost out here in the world, so to speak. And when we come in, when We Fam comes into a neighborhood or comes into a kid's lives, it brings back teamwork, it brings back bonding, it brings back unity into that child and love as well.
From one game to another, Hero Spark is taking a different approach to help kids build social skills. Here's Sonica again.
Okay, so you pick up your crossbow and you're aiming.
It's the last place you'd expect to face off in battle. The Orlando Public Library.
I'm really rolling well today, and I'm very sorry.
These kids band together as heroes to take down mystical forces as a game master narrates the role-playing game.
My name is Hans. I am a designer of great weapons.
Tonight, that's Phil Zoshak, the founder of Hero Spark. Its purpose, connecting kids through good old-fashioned board games, like Dungeons & Dragons.
They're in charge of writing the campaign and explaining what's going on to the players, and the players adventure in the world that the storyteller or game master has set up for them. So together they go back and forth telling the story.
The idea behind Hero Spark is to get kids to put down video games or the computer and engage face-to-face.
You have to be collaborative in order to play. And so I think D&D lends itself a lot to social skills, it lends itself a lot to creative writing, imagination, problem-solving skills.
A lot of the kids at Hero Spark are homeschooled, and for some, it's the only real opportunity to socialize with other kids.
I'm not a people person. Mostly because, well, I can't focus on people and social cues very well. So with people, it's a bit harder. But this group made me basically come out of my shell a bit.
Please, Vale, if you can roleplay it, I'll give you inspiration points.
Oh God, no! Around strangers, I don't talk much. So these guys, I talk way too much, I guess. No, thank you.
It's always fun to see a kid who comes in very quiet and reserved, who are now very loud and rambunctious in themselves.
So he's doing more than just getting you guys together. He's teaching you a whole bunch of stuff.
He teaches social skills. And it's quite amazing.
My goal here is at the end of the day, they become good citizens and good people before they become good players. If they happen to be awesome at D&D, that's awesome. I'm so happy for them. But if they leave here being good people and good citizens, I did my job.
Still to come, a doctor making his rounds right to patients' doorsteps. You might think house calls from a doctor are a thing of the past, but WPBF's Angela Rosier is showing us how a semi-retired doctor is going above and beyond to help his community in Florida.
"77-year-old semi-retired Dr. Richard Johnson is always on the go.
I'm a busybody, okay? And I can't be still.
We had to move fast to keep up on a house call to a West Palm Beach patient.
Hey, Ray. How you doing? I have company with me today. Miss B, how you doing?
How you doing? Got a white jacket today.
How about that?
The Pahokee native, who went to St. Louis University Medical School in Missouri, came back to South Florida in 1978 to open his private practice.
He does.
Years later, he closed his office and worked in the prison system for 6 years.
I enjoy doing what I do.
Linda Grimes Bush had a stroke. She lives in a building with only stairs and no elevator.
It is very important, and I'm so glad he come, and I was glad when they told me he was coming.
I get a kick out of seeing the patients, and I'm not rushed, I'm not pushed. You know, we're in conversation. Patient population that I take care of also needed this.
Look at that, literally and figuratively meeting people where they are. Next up, a mother and educator gave all of her savings to create the Brilliant Bus before losing her life. Her devotion is being remembered by her husband and son. Here's Angela again.
You can see she was a beautiful woman.
That beautiful woman Willie Pyfrom is talking about is Estella, the love of his life.
She was a tremendous mother and wife and friend and everything great you can think about. She was that.
She was also the founder of Estella's Brilliant Bus, who at 71 took her retirement savings, bought a bus, filled it with computer workstations, drove to communities in need, and taught children. In 2015, her project was in a Super Bowl ad. Her passion to help children gained national attention.
When I see a smile on their face when they're working through something that they're not familiar with, and then they look around and say, I did it. And you can dream it, and you can believe it. You can make it happen. And it doesn't matter where you come from. It's your mindset and what you're willing to work to make happen.
Pyfrom was the daughter of migrant farm workers. She grew up in Belle Glade. She met her husband in high school. She was his date for the prom in 1952.
What was it about her that attracted you?
Beauty. She was always a pretty little girl.
After graduating from college, they both became educators in the Palm Beach County School District and were married in 1958. She started out as a teacher and he a band director, which worked out perfectly as they raised their 4 children.
She had them in elementary school, I had them in the band.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And they turned out absolutely joyously wonderful. So we were proud of that.
When he thinks of his wife, he can think of no shortcomings.
One of my great joys in life is the black woman. And she was second to none.
He says people were her life.
I always saw the black woman as the backbone. You know, because back in slavery time, they took the men and they sold them away, and the black woman had to stand back and learn and take it from there. And they've been great at that. And she was one of the epitomes of that kind of woman.
She was a fierce protector of her family, and yet she was a very loving and gentle mom.
After graduating from high school, their son Juan joined the military and spent the next 35 years on active duty away from home.
There are people who are talkers, and there are people who are doers. She didn't talk a lot, but she got things done.
She was like almost like Urkel, you know, like, did I do that? yeah, you were doing it all, you know, but it was just a joy to be there and see her because she was happy.
A life dedicated to service. Next, Caroline Coles from WPBF tells us how a tragedy turned into triumph for Florida's nonprofit Street Waves.
Come on, do some stretching a little bit, because we're gonna work out pretty good today. Hands over your head and streamline. Close off your ears with your biceps. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Arms out to your side. Stretch, stretch, stretch.
Every day, Maui Good Bear stands behind his mission, Street Waves.
Kick off the wall, hard and fast. And let's go.
A nonprofit organization teaching kids how to swim.
That's the whole idea, Street Waves. You know, you're keeping them out of the streets and in the waves.
Kick, Wed, kick! Kick, Wedmeyer, kick!
Let's go, kick, kick, kick!
I founded it as a promise to my younger brother. My younger brother was brutally murdered by a 16-year-old gang member. And at his funeral, I made a promise that I would do something to help inner city kids. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Maui and those who work with him save lives.
Good, good, good.
Keeping kids, specifically African Americans, from drowning.
Very good, very good. I've got at my desk a placard from the 1930s, and it says, "Public swimming pool white only." And it's a reminder to me that it's not their fault that they don't know how to swim, nor their parents or their grandparents. This is a part of our country's history.
I'd never been to a beach before. Like, my whole 16 years of life, I'd never been to a beach. And I'm really thankful that she brought me out to the beach, because I always saw surfing on movies and TV shows, but I never thought I would get to experience it.
The program opened Wedmeyer Mercier's eyes.
I feel like Street Waves is the connection that you build throughout your journey on learning how to swim. 3, 4.
Gatsby Estimable went from struggling in the water to lifeguard.
What he gave to me, I want to give it back to him and the community and the people. So I want to help him teach all these new students, and I want to help guide them. And just like me, I want to teach them how, you know, to work around the water, how to swim, you know, love our environment, love our nature. I think that's a really strong part of what Coach Maya is trying to improve.
Every day, these kids support me, you know, in my healing process for my little brother, and then I support them to become great citizens of society.
Well, we hope you enjoyed these stories from across the country. I'm Jared Hill, and from all of us here at Stitch, thanks for watching. See you next time.